Alright, what's up guys? I'm going to go over ticker symbol TSLA. I'm going to do a quick technical analysis on this one. Right now I got the EMA on this one. I'm on tradingview.com. I'm on the day chart and I'm looking back. We'll click on the year. These are day candles. We're looking about a year back. Closed today around the 575 and 577 range, I believe it closed at. We're going to mark some levels on this one. And I already marked the support and resistance levels, so I'm going to go ahead and just click this horizontal line here. You can click this tab over here, horizontal line, click on that one, put your cursor wherever you see fit, where you think there is a good resistance or a good support line. Right here, because it touched multiple wicks, multiple candles, and bounced off of, I would maybe make one right here, and I already did, so I'm going to save the time, hit this button here, and these are all the lines I made on the day chart. Now it looks like a mess of lines, looks like a lot of things going on, but I just want you to focus on, say if you were swing trading this thing, pull it down maybe to the 4 hour, reset the chart, zoom in a little bit. Okay, now these are 4 hour candles, right? Let me zoom out a little bit on this one, set that one, there we go. All right, so these are 4 hour candles. So maybe you're looking to enter in, maybe you're looking for price action on one of these support lines. So maybe the 573, 556 area, you're comfortable with maybe making a purchase on some of your shares of Tesla, or maybe a share of Tesla. And you're looking maybe to swing trade it, right? So maybe you're looking to pick it up at down here, this 536 level, which it's hit a few times, and then swing it up to maybe this previous level up here, maybe this level here. Get yourself 11% on that move. Get up to this line here. This area of support, you're looking at 20% of a move. Now you could hold it till recent highs. You could have this thing, right? You could say, okay, I'm going to purchase where it hit its all-time low right here. I'm going to try to purchase on that line around the 534, I believe it is, maybe even lower, and hold it all the way till new highs. If you were able to do that, you'd be swinging this thing up to 68% or higher on your trade, and that's a really great profit margin. Now when that will happen is a whole nother story, and we're not sure about that, but what we're looking at here is the levels it could touch and the levels it has touched. See, it's touched this level here, it's touched this level here, and so what this level now acts as is a support level. And you can see over here and over here it's acted as support before as well, and then it went up here, acted as resistance before it broke through. See, so this is a support level, an extreme support level, one I would pay a lot of attention to. Now if we go to your indicators, you type in EMA just like that there, you'll see the moving average. Add that one to your list there. This is one I pay attention to as well. I already have it on mine. Mine looks purple, yours may look blue or a different color. Hover over this right here, it should just add a line to your chart. Hover over on the left side, double click on the EMA style here. You can change it to whatever color you prefer, and also you can change the thickness of the line. I have mine pretty thick because I want to see it pretty obvious, and I made mine purple. So if you want to go ahead with that, you can. I'm going to take away the lines for a minute here, and now it kind of looks a little bit more clean. Okay, so we're going to go back to the year chart, daily chart. These are daily candles, and you can see that this thing just trended up. See, on the purple line, what we're looking for is we want these candles to be closing and staying above the purple line, so above the EMA. Once we see that they cross below the EMA, which it happened right in this area here, that's where we start to have a little bit of a concern. That's where we have a little bit of a concern on it, is right there. Right here where it broke the EMA, tested the EMA, and it struggled to stay above. This is where it basically gave you a sure signal that this was going to go the other way. So now this is only one signal. You combine it with multiple signals, maybe the RSI, maybe the MACD, the stochastic. There's a lot of different indicators that you can combine it with. This is just one indicator that I used, the EMA. And as you can see here, it trended up all the way up. And when it's doing so, you can sometimes look at the EMA as an area to enter. So if you look at these candles, they continued up, and then it pulled back. Once it pulled back and touched this purple line, it then rejected. It continued back up, rejected down below, rejected it, continued to tap on the purple line, and then made its way up. And if you were to purchase it down at this area, say here, and you get it at the top of that, again, you're looking at a 75% move, and it was 54 bars, so it was less than 2 months So 60 days, less than 60 days worth of holding your swing position, and you're looking at a 75% return, which is a really great return, especially on such a short hold. I know it sounds like a long time, 2 months, but on a stock like Tesla, you can feel more comfortable holding this stock for that long rather than maybe say like a penny stock, for instance. So keep that in mind when you're day trading, swing trading. You could swing trade these bigger stocks, these bigger caps, and have success. I have in the past. So again, on the day chart, go the horizontal line, make your support lines. I'll hit this here. I already made them. You can zoom in. Let me get rid of this here, this circle up here. Get rid of that. And you can zoom in, and you can see now this is where we are now. So this is where we are now. So I would look for this thing to come down and possibly test lines. Now, do we think that this is going to come back up? Now, if you notice, a lot of times when it's on the other side of the purple line, it's going to retest that purple line, retest that EMA as a resistance now. Once it's on this side of it, until it crosses over with a strong bullish candle, a bullish engulfing candle, then we're looking at, we don't have a true confirmation. And so in which case, we're looking at it to test this as a resistance and then bounce off. So a lot of people will go short here and continue shorting it until it then continues on to the reversal. Currently right now, it may look like a sweet reversal, and let me get these lines off of here, and it may be. Now, a lot of times people have the strategies also of maybe picking it up down here because it's so far from the EMA, and maybe just doing a quick little scalp to here to the EMA. So just from here to the purple line, you're looking at a 7% move. So if you were to pick it up at the bottom of this wick and sell at the top of this candle, you were looking at almost a 7% move, which is this is a strong move because this is all on the same day candle. So it wasn't multiple days. This is all on the same day. This is a day trade. You made 7%. So it was a nice little scalp. But so we're trying to time when this thing will be finished falling and when it will reverse. Well, we can take down to the RSI. I double click on my chart and I have the RSI. And if you don't have the RSI on yours, you can go up to the indicators, type in RSI, and it's the relative strength index. You can add that one there, and I'll start there. And then you can add it to your list. Now, if you double click, it should add it to the bottom. This is an oscillator. It's just a line. And really what I want you to focus on is if you can tell the purple area here, and yours may be a different color, but we're focusing on the dotted lines here and what's in between. So anything above this area, we're going to consider overbought, and a lot of times it's going to bounce back down. This way here, on the bottom of this line here, on the bottom of the 30 to 28 range, we're looking at this thing to be technically oversold, and then it can have a bounce back up. Now, again, this is the day RSI. If you switch it to the weekly, you're going to get a different RSI oscillator. If you switch to the hour, again, you're going to get a different oscillator. And take a second to load up, but there you go. So again, we're looking at the day chart, the day RSI. So if we zoom out on the day RSI, I just scroll out on my mouse, you can see that this thing is just this big squiggly line. But what I want you to focus on, most importantly, is, I'll get rid of this here, is these lines here. We can see that multiple times, and this is dating back all the way to 2018. So this is a long reference, and we don't need to go this far back, but I just want to make a point here. The point I'm trying to make is that, as you can see, is the RSI multiple times, has touched this line here and bounced back up. Maybe it crossed past it a little bit, but every time that it crosses the line, we have a move back up. Okay. So I want to focus on the most recent. This is the most recent, and this is March 8th, 2021. So it was just in March. If I double click on here, it's going to bring the chart back up. And right here is that move on the RSI. And right here is that move on the chart. Okay. So right above it, you're going to see the move on the chart. And as we can see, it basically was just oversold. It sold. It just became so oversold. And you can see the purple line. It just came so far from it that, again, you could just scalp it from here to there. Now, if I double click on this, I zoom in and say we take a position right here where we saw that move start to reverse, you have a 18% move there. Say you were still holding onto your trade, you purchased in this area, and you were selling it over on these candles, you're looking at a 28% move in 33 days, 33 bars. And again, these are day candles. So what the RSI is telling us is if we back out, you can make trend lines on the RSI as well. And I made a trend line here, and you can see that it somewhat respects that line. especially in the mindset of a swing trader. For swing trading, a lot of times this is a algorithm where once it hits this level, it's one signal that is possible to go long, or it's a possible buy. Now, the opposite effect is on the top side of this. Now, we do the same thing back out to the 2018 again. Quickly just make a nice line, and then you can see peak, peak, almost peak, peak. But look at from the dotted line to this line as an area. So every time I entered into this area, it fell back down, and that's what happens. And again, it's the same thing, and we can see here, right here, it crossed that line. So right in this area is this area of RSI. So once this happened, this is an area for concern. So it is one signal to then possibly sell your position. Although if it's just a short pullback, and say you entered way down here, then maybe this little pullback here isn't going to really phase you. But when it crossed the EMA as well, this was a second signal to sell your long position, and this was your first signal to sell the long position. Now, if we take a look at the MACD, which is another indicator I have down here on the bottom, if you go to the indicators, you type in MACD, and it will be the first one here. I'll star that one there for you. And I'll add another oscillator down at the bottom. Now, you should be able to click on your lines, double click on your lines, and you can change the colors of them here. I have mine red and green, and it's pretty simple. What I do to make it easy for you is when the green goes above the red, this is a signal to buy. When the red crosses below the green, or I'm sorry, above the green, it's when it's a signal to sell. So if you see right here, the red, I'll zoom in this, or say for right here, once the red crossed above the green, this is a bearish signal. Okay, so one signal to sell. So when looking at the MACD, it was another signal here. It just came so far apart, and you can zoom out on the MACD and you'll have the similar chart where you're going to see it band one way, band the other, snap, 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 almost like a rubber band. So you can use the MACD in conjunction with these other indicators, and you can say, okay, right here where it crossed, this was a bullish signal. The RSI, once it came down here and reversed and bounced, also a bullish signal. And right here, possibly with the candle action, bullish signal. Now, the problem with this trade is we really would love to see this sit above the EMA and close above it. So it wasn't really until this area where that happened. So you'd make your position maybe here on the EMA, and then you'd have to bear a down move. So although this is where you'd possibly make your entry, you would then be losing 12% in a matter of 15 days. But in a matter of a short time after, you'd be looking at about double that time. You'd be making your 13% profit. Now, granted, there is faster moves elsewhere to be made, but we all know Tesla to be notorious for some pretty fast moves and some pretty strong volatility in their price action. So, but if you look again at the RSI, and you could just kind of see it almost acts as a pattern. So use the RSI in conjunction with the MACD, and you can have a good technical outlook. And then if you go ahead and make your lines, your trend lines, and that's just by clicking this horizontal line, and just quickly you just go through it, and every candle that you see that maybe it resisted or it bounced off of, you can see a wick here, and wick here. I like to put it at the candle at the body. I also like to put it at the wick. So these are areas I would pay attention to maybe. And you can come over here and you can put one here, and you can get a little you can put a few of these lines here to kind of get comfortable with areas. And like I said, if you're looking to possibly day trade or swing trade, you close it up, and maybe you're looking at this area, this line here, the 562, maybe as an area of support or an area of value. And then you're looking for price action. You're looking for it to close above the EMA, the purple line. Once it does, maybe you take your position looking to sell at the 599. And this move here, if you were to buy at this line, sell at this line here, you'd be looking at a 6% gain. Now, if you could squeeze this in a day's time, which on this past day, this is the past day, this past Tuesday, you could see that this thing almost touched that bottom line and almost touched that top line. And that's why I like to stress that these lines are not exact. When we make these support trend lines on the day chart, let me reset this chart. When we make these lines, they are not exact, they are not perfect, and we're not trying to get them exactly perfect. What we're trying to do is get obvious levels of support and resistance, and then we're going to combine that with price action of the candles. We're going to combine that with the volume down here below. We want to see that increasing. We want to see that to the buy side. We want to see these green. We want to see it on the right side of the EMA. We want to see possibly the RSI and the MACD to be trending in the right direction. Now, I'm not going to make a sure prediction on Tesla. Now, I am long on this company. I do own shares in this company, so I'm somewhat biased. I do like the company. I think long term it's a great company, and it's really hard to time these long-term entries. But with that said, I do believe that we could see this thing fall a little bit more. I believe that we could see it hit this 27 RSI line. And if you wanted to, you could just come in here, take a right click on it, and add an alert, create an alert, and then it will send an email. I can even have it send it to my phone as well if I wanted to. So just create it there, close that, create that. And now what it will do is it will actually send me an alert once it touches that RSI. And you can set it up to your phone, so if you're not at your computer, it will send it to you, and then you can pull up the chart and decide if maybe it's an area of value, an area that you want to make a trade. So again, this is Tesla, ticker symbol TSLA. This is just my technical analysis on it. If you like this video, make sure to smash that thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to stay green, guys. Take care.